Hello everybody out there on YouTube, and welcome to the opening of Season 7 NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series. I am Levi McIntyre, aka Thrash Maniac 99, the voice of NNSCRA Walmart Cup Series, here to welcome you to the Budweiser Shootout Open, here for Budweiser Shootout weekend here at Daytona, where we're going to get speed weeks going with this here race. And actually, after this race, we are actually going to be having Daytona qualifying for the Daytona 500, and for the first time ever, Gatorade Duel. Since I've got the save game editor, I can do Gatorade Duel races now for Daytona 500 speed weeks, and so on and so forth. And also, you will see a brand new points standings layout with the new program I just got, Score 4. We will get to have better looks at the point standings, as well as average finishes, starts, all that good stuff. So with this being the open race, top 5 advance to the main event, the Budweiser Shootout, as we got a few seconds left for the command to fire engines. Here it is.
Drivers, start your engines!
As you will now see on your screen, the starting lineup for the Budweiser Shootout Open for you. I'm going to be looking at the top 10 here for this lineup, as also from now on we're going to have full pace laps when they come off of pit road. So there you have it. But the top 10, it's going to be Matt McIntyre starting up at the front. Chris Michaels running, or is going to start in second. Third, Joshua Balkin. Fourth, Jesse Setti. Fifth is going to be Pichu London. Sixth is one of only 4 rookies, 3 or 4 this season. Kyle Corbett making his Walmart Cup Series debut. Then 7th, Jessica Villanueva, another rookie. 8th, Dougie Shears. 9th, Trent Dunham. 10th, David Rivera. So that's the top 10. We'll look at the rest of the field, might as well, since it's a shorter field. Actually, no, that was Zachary Fitzwater, not Trent Dunham. Anyways, 11th, Bob Jones. 12th, Kyle Matthews. 13th, rookie Benjamin Miles. 14th, PJ Williams. 15th, Chris Washer. 16th, rookie Tanner Sullivan. 17th is Stephen Pollard III. 18th, Anthony McCrory. 19th, Alex Hawkins. 20th, returning Austin LaPlante. 21st, Dorian Facepuncher. 22nd, James Silverfox. 23rd, Michael Norman. 24th, Joshua Collard. And 25th will be Chris Thomas. Matt McIntyre, Chris Thomas swapping rides this season. McIntyre now in the 14, Thomas now in the 8. So this is going to be an interesting race here to get ourselves started for Speed Weeks. Here we go! Boogity, boogity, boogity! Let's go Speed Weeks racing, boys and girls! This is only going to be an 8-lap open, so this is going to be relatively short. When we get to the Bud Shootout, it will be 24 laps. Or actually, no, it'll be 16, excuse me. It might be 24, it depends. But right now, Matt McIntyre pulls off to a nice jump. And Chris Thomas, guess he didn't quite get going on that start, and now he's falling backwards. I don't expect too much action to go on here in the open, because they're just trying to get the feel for their cars. But then again, they got to get in that top 5 if they want to make it into the Bud Shootout itself. Right now, Chris Thomas, or actually no, not Chris Thomas, Matt McIntyre, excuse me, I'm already getting confused, but Matt McIntyre led the first lap, so that's good for him. And look at Zachary Fitzwater, he started 9th, now he's up to 3rd. So Zachary Fitzwater on the move to get to the front here. And Zachary Fitzwater, this is the first time in quite a while that Fitzwater's been in Walmart Cup action. And he's back in his original ride, the number 9 for Richard Petty Motorsports, since the 9 is no longer with Retro Racing Enterprises / Hendrick Motorsports. The 9 is now back as a Richard Petty Motorsports car, as Jessica Sheldon is now in the number 25 car for Hendrick Motorsports this season. And perhaps for season 8, you never know. But anyways, up here at the front, Matt McIntyre still leads, but here comes rookie Benjamin Miles in the number 41 for Ganassi Racing. His teammate Preston Plord is in the Bud Shootout, not only because he was last season's champion, but also he had a pole last season. Benjamin Miles working in a draft with Matt McIntyre in the 14, and another rookie coming through, Kyle Corbett in the 56. Now, I've heard so much about Kyle Corbett in the NR community through the Snickers Cup Series and Mobile One Cup Series, Oreo Truck Series, those series that Seth Cole does. Kyle Corbett, one of the best out there. Now he's stepped in the Walmart Cup competition. And right now he's coming underneath Matt McIntyre for second as Benjamin Miles takes over the lead. The first lead change of speedweeks. There you see Chris Thomas. He just did not get going. He's lost the draft. Joshua Collard, same thing. But everybody else still up here in this main pack. This is a 24-car field right here, whereas in the Bud Shootout right now it is only 18, but 5 of these drivers are going to add up to make it 23 in the Bud Shootout. And that race should be really good. So far, this has been a very good short pack race, as we're less than halfway through the open here. Right now, the top 5 that would transfer over would be Benjamin Miles, Kyle Corbett, Chris Michaels, Matt McIntyre, and potentially Dorian Facepuncher. And he's actually working in a tandem with his teammate Chris Michaels, both out of Richard Childress Racing. A lot of Richard Childress cars. I think all of them are in this field. Michael Norman, Jessica Villanueva, Chris Michaels, and Dorian Facepuncher. Actually, one is in the Bud Shootout, and that's Charles Sanford, as Sanford brings the 03 in the Richard Childress Motorsport, or Richard Childress Racing, since it is no longer a Mitsubishi, it is a Chevy. Right now, 2 rookies are dominating this race right now. Benjamin Miles, Kyle Corbett, up here at the front of this here race. I see both of the Red Bull Burger King racing cars back here. And that's Stephen Pollard III and Dougie Shears up there in the Red Bull car. Dougie Shears making the swap from Toyota to Pontiac, but keeping the number 83 Red Bull colors, but bringing it over to the Pontiac. But he's got some work to do if he wants to get up there, because he's got less than 2 laps to go to get in the 5th spot. And Austin LaPlante, who we have not seen in Walmart Cup action since Season 1, when he made the chase, won a race or 2, and did very good. Right now he's up in 4th, so he could get into the shootout. But right now in the main 5, with the white flag out here in the Bud Shootout Open, right now the top 5 that would transfer over would be Benjamin Miles, Kyle Corbett, Dorian Facepuncher, Austin LaPlante, and Chris Michaels. Anthony McCrory in the Audi trying to come into the picture as he's in 6th. And then you got Tweenix teammates, James Silverfox, Matt McIntyre there. Chris Washer in the 88 with Jesse Setti right behind him. Zachary Fitzwater, Dougie Shears and company. Anthony McCrory with the run underneath Chris Michaels. That is for 5th. Could be trying to go to 4th. Well, we're going to see when we get to the line, but coming to the line, Benjamin Miles is going to win the Bud Shootout Open here at Daytona. And the top 5 that advance, Dorian Facepuncher, Kyle Corbett, Anthony McCrory, and Austin LaPlante. Those are the other 4 to advance with Miles. So great job for those 5. They are going to be able to race here in just a few moments here in the Budweiser Shootout. What a job, though, by Benjamin Miles. Led over half this race, took the lead from Matt McIntyre on lap 4, and pretty much killed it right there. So there you go. But great job for those 5 cars. Miles, Face Puncher, Corbett, McCrory, and LaPlante. Rest of the top 10, James Silverfox, Chris Michaels, Matt McIntyre, Zachary Fitzwater, Jesse Setti. Rest of the top 20, Chris Washer, David Rivera, Dougie Shears, PJ Williams, Stephen Pollard III, Alex Hawkins, Bob Jones, Michael Norman, Joshua Balkin, Jessica Villanueva. And then the rest of the top 25 that was left were Pichu London, Kyle Matthews, Tanner Sullivan, Joshua Collard, and Chris Thomas. So there you have it. That was the field, the roundup of the Bud Shootout Open here at Daytona. So great job though for Miles, Face Puncher, Corbett, McCrory, and LaPlante. Coming up is the Bud Shootout, so stay tuned in this video for that race. But here's one more time your results of the Budweiser Shootout Open. Well, welcome back here at Daytona for the Budweiser Shootout main event itself, as we are getting set for 22 cars to go at it for 24 laps. And remember, also another big thing, whoever wins this race will get a guaranteed ride for season number 8 Walmart Cup Series. So whoever wins this is guaranteed a ride for season 8. No exceptions. As we just have a few minutes left, or a few seconds left before the command to fire engine, so let's wait for the command to start.
Drivers, start your engines!
As you will now see on your screen the starting lineup for the Budweiser Shootout, I'm going to be looking at the top 10 here in this field. So, there you have it with that. But for the top 10, it's going to be Rue McIntyre starting up here at the front, Angel Navarro in second, third Anthony McCrory, who was the highest to qualify out of the top 5 that advanced from the Open, Ian Dutta fourth, fifth was James McLeod, sixth Kyle Corbett, seventh Dylan Young, eighth Dorian Face Puncher, ninth Charles Jackson, 10th Cody Lamas, 11th last season's champion Preston Plord, 12th Chase Oliver, 13th Dylan Thoreau, 14th Trent Dunham, 15th Sean Galligan, 16th Benjamin Miles, the winner of the Open, 17th Danny Wells, 18th his teammate Dylan Poteet, 19th Austin LaPlante, 20th is his teammate Jessica Shelton, 21st Seth Cole, and 22nd is Charles Sanford. As we are about to go, 24 laps of racing here in the Budweiser Shootout, so this should be wacky. Also, they will be having to make a pit stop, potentially 2, depending on the fuel window for this race. So we could see some wrecking going on, since these guys are going to go more balls to the wall kind of thing, because this is going to be even more at stake, because whoever wins, like I said, gets guaranteed ride for season 8 for what ride they want. And remember, whoever, just a message to the winner of the race, whoever wins, message me on YouTube, or if you have me added on Facebook, message me on my Facebook what number you want for season number 8, and I'll make it happen for you. Pace car in pit road. Here we go. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go. Budweiser Shootout. Racing, boys and girls. Rue McIntyre got off to a very good start right there. Clears Angel Navarro, and Navarro is going to clear Anthony McCrory. See Charles Sanford starting to lose some ground back there. Didn't quite get going, it seems. Already a challenge for the lead. Here comes Angel Navarro in the 20. Last season, Navarro was a rookie. Now he's back in the 20 car for this season. So Navarro is going to want to try to excel more from last season. Last season, he finished in the top 30 in the standings. But we'll see how Navarro's going to do here in Season 7. Right now, he has the lead here in the shootout. Anthony McCurry now into second. James McLeod now going into third with Charles Jackson falling behind him. And I see Charles Sanford is way back there. He must have lost the draft as a result. Preston Plord, the Season 6 champion, the defending champion, already starting to make his way to the front. 3 wide, Danny Wells underneath 2 Penske teammates, Sean Galligan, Dylan Young. Austin LaPlante and Dorian Facepuncher. Actually, 4 of those guys in that little tandem are all from the, or mostly from the open race. The highest of the open drivers that made it in via the open is McCurry. Starting to slip back a little bit, but Kyle Corbett and Dorian Facepuncher somewhat in a tandem as we go to helicopter view. But back up at the front, Preston Plord, the champion from last season, already going to the lead with help from Danny Wells in the 4. And Preston Plord leads this lap. Dylan Pote, Cody Lamas at the back of this pack, and there you see Charles Sanford, who lost the draft, didn't get going on the start of the race. And he's fallen way back. Battle for second as here comes Austin LaPlante underneath Danny Wells. And by the way, at the time of me recording this, it was just a couple days after Steve Burns passed away, so this next lap will be a lap of silence for Steve Burns. Meanwhile, Preston Plord still leads the way here in the Bud Shootout. LaPlante still running in the second spot. Not really too much has gone on up at the front as far as passing for the lead so far, but the crazy stuff's yet to come. Back here, Jessica Sheldon running with Chase Oliver. Now, this is the first time ever in Walmart Cup Series history that the 21 car is not going to be in the field, as Chase Oliver has moved on from the 21 to go race for Tweenix in the number 68 Budweiser, or the Bud Light Platinum car, which is a very nice paint scheme that I made, so there you go. Jessica Sheldon, for the first time since Season 3, since Season 2, that she will not be in the number 9. She is now in the number 25 for Hendrick Motorsports in the Chase Elliott colors, as the 9 car is back to being a Richard Petty Motorsports ride, with Zachary Fitzwater piloting that ride. Let's check back out at the front. Preston Plord still leads, but Dorian Facepuncher now coming in for second. Last season, Facepuncher had pretty much a struggle, even though he had many solid finishes. He didn't perform as well as he did in Season 5 when he won the championship. Last season, in Season 6, he just couldn't really get to victory lane. He couldn't really get much done. But he decided to make the switch from being in the number 15 car that he was in for the past 3 seasons to now being in the number 62 for Richard Childress Racing. And right now he's doing pretty damn well here in the Bud Shootout, running in the top 5 and second. And now I think we're going to see some pit stops because Danny Wells coming in. So it looks like they're probably going to have to pit twice. But Danny Wells the only one out of the main pack to come in pit road. So that may cost him a little bit depending on what he's going to be doing later. But everybody else, after they pit here, I think they only have to pit one more time. And then that'll be it. So 2 times these guys are going to have to pit for the most part for most of these drivers here tonight. Now let's see what happens. Oh, here comes a lot of them. Looks like everybody's coming in this time. Everybody in the main pack that was running are now in the pit road. Charles Sanford actually pitted along with Danny Wells, so those two pitted 1 lap before everybody else did. There's Preston Plord, who came in this group as the leader. And he's going with 4 tires and fuel. Oh, but Seth Cole. Wow, Seth Cole got out ahead. Yes, Seth Cole came out ahead of everybody. Then Plord, then Rue McIntyre, Ian Dutta, and James McLeod. So if it works out there to their benefit, that will be the top 5 whenever they cycle back around. So that's interesting right there. Seth Cole, I'm thinking he may have went with 2 tires potentially. He may have went with 4, and Preston Plord might have had a little bit of a problem. I'm not sure, but there you go. So I'm trying to see where Danny Wells is. Oh, there he is. He got cycled back. So it looks like Seth Cole, when they come to the stripe, is going to be scored as the leader. And it is. Seth Cole up at the front. Also a good thing for Season 7. Last season with Season 6, we were just experimenting with the owner's points thing. But after how confusing it got for some people, we're not doing it no more. So we're going to stick to just standard 42 cars format for the field for these races. But right now, let's see how the field looks after all those pit stops took place. Seth Cole in the lead, 2nd Preston Plord, 3rd James McLeod, 4th Austin LaPlante, 5th Rue McIntyre, 6th Ian Dutta, 7th Danny Wells, 8th Dorian Facepuncher, 9th Charles Jackson, 10th is Anthony McCrory, 11th is Kyle Corbett, 12th Trent Dunham, 13th Sean Galligan, 14th Benjamin Miles, 15th Jessica Shelton, 16th is Dylan Poteet, 17th Angel Navarro, 18th Dylan Young, 19th Dylan Thoreau, 20th is Cody Lamas, 21st Chase Oliver, and then somewhere, there he is, 22nd, Charles Sanford. And now Preston Plord has gone back around for the lead as he caught Seth Cole rather quickly and got by, as we're now halfway through here in the Bud Shootout. And now some of the other cars have caught up to this battle. McLeod, McIntyre, LaPlante, Dutta, and Wells. But man, you got 4 Tweenix teammates up here in this battle. 1 Ganassi car, 1 Hendrick car, and 1 Yates car. all up here in this main battle for the top spot. 3 wide for second, and Rue McIntyre is going to get that spot. But remember here, and I would say about 3-4 laps, maybe 5, they're going to have to come in pit road one more time to top off on fuel. Rue McIntyre now with the run underneath, and he looks like he may get the top spot right here as a result. And by the way, for just the Bud Shootout stuff, as well as for the qualifying and the Gatorade duels, we will be going to the Daytona 2014. But then for the Daytona 500 itself, we are actually going to be going to a different Daytona. So that should be interesting for the racing to see how different the racing can possibly get. Rue McIntyre with the lead, but here comes Danny Wells with the run underneath with Austin LaPlante, Preston Plord, all right behind him. Wells with the lead, but now here comes Austin LaPlante down low, and he's the highest running of the cars who made it into this race via the Bud Shootout Open. LaPlante has the spot, and they're about to catch Charles Sanford here pretty soon, but I got a feeling they're going to be coming into pit road here in the next couple laps. But I think they are going to go by Charles Sanford because he's just not up to speed, it seems. So it looked like maybe they didn't get the setup right on that car, as he's now going to hold up several cars. That actually helps for Plord and LaPlante to pull ahead from everybody else, as everybody behind him in the main pack are getting held up by the 03 car. But they're going to be probably coming into pit road here this time when they come to off of turn 4 here for their final pit stop. Let's see if that's the case. Nobody came down out of those guys. What about from the second pack, which is led by Charles Jackson in the 8th spot? Nobody out of that group. Nobody from these guys. Nobody in pit road yet, but I think this will be the lap when they'll have to. So, there you go with that. Battle for the lead is still ongoing. Preston Plord with the run underneath LaPlante, but he doesn't have any drafting help right now. But now it looks like it may come at the expense of James McLeod. But are they coming into pit road this time? Oh, only a few cars. Danny Wells, Rue McIntyre, and that lap machine of Charles Sanford. Only ones to come into pit road out of the main pack. Now here comes Angel Navarro. What about Chase Oliver, Cody Lamas? Let's see. Chase Oliver's in. Everybody else still out on track, but they're going to have to pit when they come through because there ain't no way they can keep on going. Preston Plord, though, with the top spot. James McLeod underneath for second. But this ain't going to last because I think they're going to be coming into pit road here now. And here they all come, all on the pit road. And here comes the second pack, all coming in. Nobody getting over aggressive, running into anybody. That's good. Sometimes that is a problem with Daytona. Some cars, when they slow down to get into pit road, they don't stop enough, and they run into the back of somebody. We're going to keep an eye on Preston Plord again, since he came in as the leader. Two tires and gas. Although LaPlante coming in fast, but he's not going to be able to go by. So Preston Plord, first one out of pit road out of the main pack of cars. This is going to be quite the shuffle whenever they all cycle back around. But the top 10 that came out was Preston Plord, Austin LaPlante, Seth Cole, Ian Dutta, James McLeod, Charles Jackson, Dylan Poteet, then Danny Wells, Drew McIntyre, Sean Galligan. Wells and McIntyre are starting to go by some cars, but I don't think they're going to quite get up to the lead. I think Plord is going to be cycled back around as the leader again when we come to the stripe, and it will be 4 laps to go here in the Bud Shootout. And I am surprised we have not had any wrecks between the open race and here in the shootout itself. Austin LaPlante coming down low for the lead, and he's going to get help from Seth Cole. Seth Cole in the Kraft Mac and Cheese car for Tweenix is up here in this battle. Seth Cole now trying to get the second. He might be going for the lead too, because he's now trying to get underneath LaPlante, and he's there, but he doesn't have any drafting help. But he may be fast enough to where he won't really need the draft for now, because he's got his nose under there, and right now he is the leader, but he doesn't have him cleared, and Plord is helping LaPlante out, but now he's going to go down to help Seth, and Seth leads this lap. 3 to go here in the shootout. Drew McIntyre, Danny Wells now have gone by, and McIntyre now into 4th, and he's only a second and a half behind the leaders. So these guys could be forming a tandem so they can get up to the battle for the lead to make it more interesting. Charles Jackson not too far behind, same with Dylan Poteet as far as everybody else that's up in the top 5 or so. But Seth Cole right now with the lead, considering the bad season he had last season. He wants to start off Season 7 with a bang by getting some momentum by winning a non-points event. Two laps to go here in the Bud Shootout. Drew McIntyre's still on the hunt to try to get up to those 3 drivers ahead of him. But he doesn't have any drafting help from anybody. The closest one to him is Ian Dutta, but he's about more than 3 tenths back. Austin LaPlante trying to work in tandem with Preston Plord to catch back up to the back bumper of Seth Cole. I guess they're slowly but surely trying to get up there. But Seth Cole is just really strong, and the white flag is out here in the Budweiser Shootout. Drew McIntyre caught up big time to those 3, so he could still have a shot, but he's going to have to get in a draft right now. And he's starting to catch up to Austin LaPlante's back bumper to work with him. But now he wants to try to go low. It's not a smart idea. Seth Cole's got a pretty good margin between himself and second place. As long as he doesn't make mistakes, I think he's got it. As we're getting ready to come off turn 4 for the last time. Off of 4. Coming to the checkered flag here in the Budweiser Shootout to kick off Speed Weeks. Seth Cole is going to win the Budweiser Shootout at Daytona. Great job for the 52 car. Just when some other cars in that separate a little bit from the pack were catching up, they were just about to have a great race for the win, but didn't have enough time. But Seth Cole is going to win here in the Bud Shootout to kickstart Season 7 for him. let's take a look at the rest of the results. Rue McIntyre, he was coming like a rocket. I think if there were a few more laps, he would have probably got it. But he's going to come away with second. Austin LaPlante, great run in third. Preston Plord with a solid fourth. Ian Dutta, solid fifth. Rest of the top 10, Danny Wells, James McLeod, Charles Jackson, Dylan Poteet, Kyle Corbett. Rest of the top 20, Benjamin Miles, Jessica Sheldon, Sean Galligan, Angel Navarro, Dorian Facepuncher, Anthony McCrory, Trent Dunham, Dylan Thoreau, Dylan Young, Chase Oliver. One car finishing a lap down, Charles Sanford, and Cody Lamas 5 laps down. Trying to look on his car. Looks like he got ran into the back of somebody, it looks like, because he has a slight buckle on his hood. He must have ran into somebody because he finished 5 laps down. But congratulations to Seth Cole. That does it for the Budweiser Shootout coverage. As we next up, we'll be doing Daytona 500 Gatorade Dual races to determine the starting lineup for the Daytona 500. So, and also qualifying, which will be broadcasted after this. So there you go. But here are your results one more time for the Budweiser Shootout, but we'll see you at Daytona 500 qualifying.